What's up, everyone? It is Wednesday, August 24, 2022. It's the Couch Analyst Podcast coming to you on I'd say, decently sunny afternoon. The sun's just about to set around 7 o'clock. Today we're going to be talking about a deep dive into the AFC North. And we're going to kick it off with Riley giving off some news from the past couple of days.
So not a lot of news to kick off today, but some news from yesterday. Jameson Williams has been moved to the reserved list and will target a midseason return. And then we got Chase Young on the physically unable to perform list.
Oh, gosh.
Dolphins have also explored a trade regarding Mike Gesicki on that franchise tag.
To who?
Does not say.
Does not say.
I know a good fit for him. Do you know a team that likes to run a bunch of 12 personnel?
The Vikings?
No.
Oh,
the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good one. Yeah.
They already have a stacked tight end room.
Yeah, but they have 12 personnel and they get Mike Gesicki in there.
They might run a lot of 13 personnel then. Oh my gosh, would that be crazy?
That'd be unfair.
Mike Gesicki looks like a big basketball player. He's kind of like, I don't know, I kind of like him like Mo Alley Cox, he reminds me of.
Then we got J.C. Jackson had ankle surgery yesterday, and he will be out 2 to 4 weeks. And Colts punter Rigoberto Sanchez suffered a torn Achilles potentially in practice yesterday. Thoughts on that, Braden?
Pat McAfee, he's got a little bit of juice left. He can come in and replace him.
I have a take on that too.
Go ahead.
So, how does a punter tear their Achilles exactly?
By being goofy.
It doesn't make any sense.
Or maybe it was in practice and someone ran into him.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, the first time I ever saw somebody tear their Achilles in the middle of a game was one of the most graphic injuries I've ever seen. So, if anybody wants to go check it out because they're into that kind of thing, Braden Oliver in I think it was 2016, was the first preseason game played at US Bank Stadium. And they showed it on the camera. You could see his leg just explode in slow motion. Yeah, it was pretty gross. Whatever happened to Braden Oliver? Did he play after that? I gotta look this up.
All right, so we can kick it into the next year. Let's go to the main course of the episode.
One more thing.
Oh, it's okay. Brandon Oliver.
I'm going to bring up, this just came out a couple hours ago or 10 hours ago. Shaquem Griffin has announced his retirement after 4 seasons in the NFL.
Good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Dude had the odds stacked against him. It's incredible that he worked out as long as he did.
Yeah, he did. He played all right. Got to play with his brother too. It's kind of cool.
I remember them both getting credit for a half sack on the same play in Green Bay during the playoffs a couple of years ago.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's kick it into the AFC North. And we'll start off with Connor's standings. And we'll go on from there.
Okay, so I'm going to give the Bengals first place still. I thought about changing it earlier today, but I don't know. I don't see them regressing that much. Their offensive line, I heard, is pretty bad still, even though they went out and threw everything they possibly could at it. But, it's training camp, preseason, whatever, overreactions and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then Baltimore, I got sitting at number 2. And at number 3, Cleveland Browns. And number 4, Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right. For my list, so I know at the beginning of this pod we talked about the AFC North a little bit, and I was very high on the Steelers. Recently I've changed my standings very dramatic, or I wouldn't say dramatically, but in my head it's a little. I'm a lot different person. Let's just say that than what I was before. First place, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I think they're the ones that have the full complete team. Then in second place, I'm gonna have the Bengals. Third place, Steelers, and then fourth place, the Browns.
I could see that happening. I mean, no Deshaun Watson first 11 games of the year. You never know what's going to happen.
Right.
I have a feeling that Brissett gets them within like a game or two of 500 at the worst, but you never know.
That's just okay. That's another topic. You think Jacoby Brissett could have a good year? He's not a bad quarterback. I mean, yeah, he's below bridge. He's below bridge standards, but he can play and fill in the role. He's a leader.
I think there's a good chance that he could do something. I mean, I don't think he's going to be awful. He's not going to be like a train wreck or anything, in my opinion. I feel like Jimmy Garoppolo would have been a better solution for them, at least for this season. But, you know, if they're going to still ride with Watson after the 11-game suspension, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal to go out and throw out like a second or third round pick to acquire Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know what anybody else thinks of that, but
I would just stick with Jacoby. All the teams he's been on, besides the Patriots, have all been pass heavy teams. This is probably the one team that he's been there that he's ever going to be on that's the most run heavy. So I think he's going to have a lot of help there.
Not to go too far down a rabbit hole, I just want to quickly throw this out there. Do you guys think that? How do you guys feel about the 49ers' decision to hold on to Garoppolo for this long?
I think they just want something for him, and they know that they're going to get something, even if it's a 7th-round pick at some point.
My stance on the situation is I feel like they've just held on to him for too long. Like, the perfect place for him to go would have been Carolina. But
I agree.
You know, they got Baker Mayfield because 49ers wanted too much for him. And now if you look at it, who else is out there that would even trade for him? I mean, we've talked about the Browns potentially trading for him.
Seahawks, but they wouldn't do that because they're in the division.
Right, exactly. And that's the reason why they refuse to release him, too, is because they know Seattle will sign him in 2 seconds if they release him. Yeah. So it just doesn't make much sense why they've done this. And I remember I read an article or something about John Lynch had been asked about Jimmy Garoppolo and what the trade packages or trade offers had looked like so far. And he said it was like 3 second-round picks. And my thoughts were, if you get offered 3 second-round picks, why don't you just cash it in? Because you're not going to use them anyways. But they
That's a good point.
Apparently wanted to get a first-round pick for him, but nobody's offering a first-round pick for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Definitely not.
If he had 2 or 3 years left on his contract, yeah, but his contract is done at the end of the year.
Yeah, give him a pile of dirt and finish the season with Jimmy Garoppolo. What do you guys think about this? The Texans, Davis Dimes, if he goes downhill, you think there's a potential mid-season trade that's going to happen?
I don't think the Texans should really mortgage their future on a season that's pretty much lost anyways. I feel like if they're going to make a move, maybe next year would be okay. Mm-hmm. But I'm not super into the idea of the Texans like trying to trade draft picks or assets for Garoppolo right now.
I'm sure Jimmy would take a like below average contract because nobody wants him. There's no place for him in this league, really. The Texans would be the only spot where you'd be starting.
Yeah.
Or the Seahawks, but
he could start in New York too. I guess that was one team that we didn't bring up.
Yeah, that's right. We did talk about that. The Giants.
I'll silence myself now on the Jimmy Garoppolo conversation because I've said all I need to say. I'm done being angry about it.
All right, I'm done.
So, Man, we took up a lot of time already. All right, let's get into it.
All right, Riley, where's your standings?
I got Ravens, Bengals, Browns, Steelers.
Still holding on to the Browns, huh?
Yeah. I still stand by that a few episodes ago where I could still see them go 500 in those first 6 games.
I respect that.
I agree. I think the records are all going to be close. I think it's not going to be bad as like the NFC least a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, like during the COVID season. But I think they'll all be close. And I know we talked this behind video. I think it was last time we recorded yesterday that it might end up being like everyone's like close on like a 9-8 team or 8-9 team, somewhere around there. Just over or under 500.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we go head to head here with our, I don't know, do you want to call them rankings, I guess? Kind of like putting together our team.
Yeah.
Let's go through it like position at a time. So
Yep.
like the three of us will just
Give me 1 sec.
Okay. The three of us can just say each of the positions at the same time. So like we all three do quarterback, then we move on to running back. I feel like it'll go a little bit faster.
All right.
Does that sound good?
Sorry,
baby.
I like to write my stuff down. All right.
So Braden, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just go. All of us will say like quarterback at the same time, and then we'll move on to running back afterwards. So then like we don't all like just do all of ours at once.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So we're just gonna do quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, offensive line, and then defense, obviously.
Yep.
D-line.
Linebacker and then secondary.
Linebacker. DB. All right. We'll just go down the line from left to right. So Riley, give us your quarterback.
Ravens.
Okay. So are we gonna count Deshaun Watson?
Might as well because he's still on a roster, I guess.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Bengals for me too.
Right.
Running back.
Yep.
I got the Browns.
Browns. Good Chubb. Yeah, I'm really high on Chubb too. I honestly, my personal opinion, he's the best running back in the league. I know I'm a Colts fan. Jonathan Taylor's
Depth is crazy too.
Yeah, but I honestly think Dick Chubb is the most complete back in the NFL, so I'm going to go with the Browns.
Clean sweep across the board. I got the Browns too.
Yeah. All right. Wide receiver.
Bengals.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with. Yeah, we'll go with the Bengals. I think we can all agree on this one.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of like a believer that Jamar Chase is either equal to or maybe a little bit better than Justin Jefferson.
I think he's a little better.
It's also like taking into account like with his college stats and everything too. Like Chase was
he's a lot bigger
runner, and yeah, Jefferson was just kind of a complimentary piece in that offense.
Right. A lot bigger dude. All right, tight ends.
Ravens.
Okay. Where's Uzama now? He's on the
Jets.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Is Njoku on the Browns?
Yeah.
Okay, call me a fool. I don't care. But I'm gonna go with the Steelers on this one.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
Yeah, he is. I think he'll have a good year. He had a decent one last year.
Yeah.
He was kind of under the radar a bit. he made some good plays.
Yeah, because he wasn't drafted really high.
No,
So,
and
I mean, tight ends really haven't been the last couple of years.
honestly, with all these, you could say above bridge, Larry quarterbacks probably going to be the number one receiver.
So I'm going to give it to the Ravens also. I thought about the Steelers, but there's just no match for Mark Andrews. I think he's the best tight end in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'll give it to Andrews and the Ravens, I guess.
All right, offensive line.
A little bit controversial, maybe. Bengals.
I actually respect that. I think the Bengals have
Okay,
a strong
who did
case.
they add? Who did they add? I forgot.
It's Tyron Smith.
Alex Kappa.
From
Alex
Tampa
Kappa.
Bay, right?
Yeah.
Alex Kappa, Tyron Smith. There was one other
for me.
They got Tyron Smith?
Or not Tyron Smith, sorry. Lael Collins.
Oh, okay.
Wrong Cowboys offensive lineman.
Well, they're still big boys, right?
Yeah, and then Ted Karras at center from New England. Can play center or guard. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. But I'm gonna go with the Ravens on this one.
Interesting.
I'm counting the fullback too. I think Patrick Ricard's a big part of the run game. Doesn't get enough credit.
For me, I'm going to go with what I think is like a top 5 offensive line in the league. Cleveland Browns. Jedrick Wills is just a really solid left tackle ever since he came into the league.
I get that.
And Wyatt Teller, he's been a really outstanding guard for them. A lot of people don't know his name, but I do because I know he's really good. And then Jack Conklin at right tackle, he's pretty good too. High-paid man. That's pretty much it in terms of my explanation.
No, I want to talk about the Ravens again. I think it's a very hard offense to set up in the run game, and they're very successful at it. It takes a lot of time to develop all those blocks in one play, and they run it so smoothly and so quick.
Can they pass block though?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I mean, sometimes they don't need to because they got Lamar.
Yeah.
But that's why I go with him. All right, defensive line.
I want to hear your guys' first.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I actually was gonna go with the Steelers,
I respect that.
I was going to. I kind of want to, just because of Cam Hayward, and I know T.J. Watt's a linebacker, edge rusher, whatever you want to call him, but I think I'm gonna go with the Browns on this one.
All right.
I'll do the same.
Riley's the same.
I gotta give it to the Browns too. Myles Garrett and Clowney off the edges. It's pretty solid.
I'm surprised Riley didn't pick up the Steelers on this one.
Nah.
No.
It was kind of close for me actually between Pittsburgh and Cleveland, but I think Cleveland's just all around better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, linebackers. I think we could probably all agree on this one.
Oh,
but go ahead.
I'm curious to hear your guys' then.
I kind of am too.
What
do you got to say, Braden? Yeah.
I'm going with the Steelers, baby.
Interesting.
Devin Bush. T.J. Watt.
Interesting.
Connor, what you got?
I'm going down a different path here. Give me the Browns again. Anthony Walker Jr. He's always got a really high tackle total.
Yep.
I'm excited to see what Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah can do in year 2. He was supposed to be a first-round pick in 2021, but fell to the second round, right into the lap of the Browns, who are a really linebacker-hungry team. And they also got Sione Takitaki. All three of those guys are pretty solid all the way around, and yeah, that's why I chose them.
I guess I'll go with the Browns. I don't know.
Okay, if Connor wouldn't have said anything, would you have gone with the Browns?
Possibly.
Okay,
I don't know.
who's your second runner-up then?
I want to say the Ravens, but I don't think they're very good at it. I just like
I think
some
they
of
have
the
a solid
players.
defense.
I like some of the players on it.
Yeah.
So
No, I respect that. I was thinking about that too. I thought the Steelers have a better reputation at the linebacker position and then good players. So
I hope we all agree on this last one.
ooh.
definitely not the Bengals
Right. Yeah, we saw that in the Super Bowl.
or the Steelers.
Okay, so you
Unless that's-
eliminated two of the teams that I didn't choose. So
Okay.
that's good.
Yep. Okay.
I think I know who it's going to be.
Who do you think, Riley?
Say it.
Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I wasn't
Yeah.
quite sure. I want to make a point, too.
Okay.
I think Tony Jefferson is going to be a lot better this year because he was not wearing his glasses for whatever reason, and now he started wearing them, and he's like, wow, I can see so much better.
What do you mean?
He
Like,
just
are you making an analogy or?
he straight up stopped wearing his glasses, so he like could not see what he was doing.
That's like an Antonio Brown type of thing to do, if you ask me.
So prediction for a big season from him, for me.
I respect that. So here's my reasoning for choosing the Ravens. Man, is this secondary stacked. Just looked at it right now. So Marcus Peters at the left corner, the
Yep.
right corner, Marlon Humphrey. At the nickel, you got Kyle Fuller, who's been really underrated player just because he plays the nickel.
Throughout
That's
his-
becoming a huge part of the defense.
Throughout his career, yes.
So then they also, on the ESPN depth chart, it shows Chuck Clark starting at strong safety, which is kind of interesting to me. But then they got Marcus Williams at free, and
Oh, yeah.
Kyle Hamilton and Tony Jefferson coming off the bench. So, little prediction here for the Ravens. If I was them, considering their linebackers aren't like top notch, I think they can leave one of them on the field and then take off another one and insert Kyle Hamilton and run a dime look.
If you're the Vikings and you can go back, would you take in Kyle Hamilton?
Absolutely not.
No.
I
I-
wanted them to at the time. I'm kind of torn.
You like
Here's-
Booth or what? Not Booth.
Scene.
Scene. Yeah.
Yeah. I
So
like
here's
him.
here's my reasoning behind it. So first of all, I think, obviously in the pre-draft process, Hamilton and Scene weren't looked at as nearly close enough players. But I personally, before the draft, really liked Lewis Scene because I watched some of his film and I thought, man, this guy can actually hit. He can tackle really well, plays the ball well. And Kyle Hamilton, the big thing about him was he was kind of almost treated like a unicorn of sorts, where they
Gross.
basically said he could do it all,
Mm-hmm.
which I totally respect. But the thing about it is the Vikings got Kyle Hamilton all the way up pick 32, and the Ravens were all the way up there in the middle of the first round getting Kyle Hamilton.
I think
So
if the Vikings could have got more out of that trade, I'd be more okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, they still got, in my opinion, okay, so at the time I was really angry about it, but now looking back, I'm like thinking, with the players they got from that trade, then they were able to move back with the Packers again. I think that was a really, really good draft strategy, and they ended up getting 2 second-rounders out of the deal, so
But
I'm-
Brian Asamoah, was he involved in any of those trades?
I don't think so. Because I know they got him in the 3rd round, and I can't remember if a 3rd-rounder was exchanged at all.
Might have been with the Packers.
Actually, yes, a 3rd-rounder was exchanged. It was pick 66. What overall pick was Asamoah?
That is his pick.
Okay, yeah, so he was involved with that. Yeah, so they got some really good players out of that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you guys want to wrap it up?
Yeah,
Sure.
I think we're good here.
All right. You got clown of the week, Connor.
I'll wait until Monday.
A long time
Riley?
to wait.
We gotta have one lined up. Riley, you got one?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
You know what I think we should start doing is all three of us, just on Mondays, all three of us pick our own clown of the week. I think that'd be something that would be interesting to hear all of our different opinions.
All right. Well, before I send us off on the video, I just want to ask your guys' opinions or who you think is going to be on the top of the NFL by the end of the season. Riley.
Like, who do you think's gonna win?
Yeah, who's going to win it all?
I want
not who's going to be playing it, who you're just taking to win it.
I want to say the Bills, but
No, officially, just
officially, let's just go Bucks. I don't know.
Bucks, okay. Connor?
If you put a gun to my head right now, I'd have to be saying the Buccaneers too.
You guys make me think a lot, but I'm just gonna stick with the Bills. I think they got it all this year.
Here's my reasoning for choosing the Buccaneers. So, if it comes down to the Bills and the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl, do you think Tom Brady's going to lose to the Bills?
Definitely not. You make a good point.
That's my only reason, because I think overall the Bills have a way better team, but I think Tom Brady just has too much on the line for him to lose to the Bills.
How about Todd?
Huh?
Todd Bowles.
Oh yeah, I mean he's
the face now.
He's not my favorite. I actually wanted him for the Vikings coach before they got O'Connell, but I struggle with a very, very catastrophic decision that he made in the divisional round last year against the Rams, where he decided to bring the house and leave some poor soul man-to-man coverage with Cooper Kupp. So
Yeah.
Valid. Antoine Winfield didn't deserve that.
No, I don't know why they did that, but
it's football, baby.
Hopefully he never makes that decision again, because that was pretty bad.
Right.
All right, guys, I got a clown of the week.
Oh, you do?
So since this will be going up tomorrow on a Thursday, you can call this a Throwback Thursday. It has been 3 years since Andrew Luck has retired.
Oh yeah.
And the clown of the week is Colts fans. Because Andrew Luck's last moment as a Colt was hearing the fans boo him as he walked off the field. Rough.
Yeah.
That is pretty sad.
I can't believe they booed him. But I mean, like, if you're sitting in that stadium and you just see him, oh, that dude just retired. Like, all right, I'm going to make a ruckus and boo. I'm not saying that's right to do, but it's like, I guess that's expected.
Brayden, I could see you be one of the first people to be banging on the fence.
No, I wouldn't yell boo. I'd be crying. I remember when that post came out. I'm like, oh gosh. And then my second thought was like, well, who's going to be our quarterback? I really, really want Justin Herbert. I wanted them to trade up to get Justin Herbert that year. Well, nope, they signed Phillip Rivers.
Why not, right?
Yeah, you know, he couldn't even throw the deep ball. They put Jacoby in for the last play of the playoffs to throw a Hail Mary. They put Jacoby in, the backup quarterback, to throw a Hail Mary.
That is problematic if your backup quarterback's throwing Hail Marys.
Yeah. Arms, I think it was, I don't know if it was the last, I don't know if it was the playoff game, but I know one of the games they put Jacoby in to throw a Hail Mary.
Would you send Malik Willis in to throw a Hail Mary over Ryan Tannehill?
Definitely.
Yes.
There you go.
Gotta be honest, kind of mad at the Colts didn't get Malik. Because now I gotta deal with him. Mentally, of course.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I got. We will see you. We're gonna record whenever we decide to record next. We will see you then, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and listen to us on Spotify and YouTube, because that's our main platform, obviously. And we will see you guys later. Adios.